Hi there, my name is Daniela and I am a therapist. I have been practicing in the mental health field for the last 6 years. I am here to talk about mental health tips, have real talks about mental health, and definitely help you how to improve your personal development. If this interests you, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. That way I can make more videos like this and also so you can grow with the rest of us. Today, I want to give you some strategies on how to make therapy affordable. Besides being a therapist myself, I have also been a client. I know how pricey therapy can get. It can range from $80 per session all the way to $500 per session. Yes, $500. And I will tell you why it can be so expensive. First of all, becoming a therapist ain't cheap. We all went to college and undergrad, so we all are at the master's level. And the opportunities for scholarships in the master's level are very scarce. So a lot of us are in debt. Then we completed 1 to 2 years of being interns. So that left us almost broke too. After that, we complete the licensure exam, which is not free, and then to maintain our license, we also have to continue to pay money to the state and buy courses and have other expenses for continuing education. Finally, office spaces are very, very expensive. But besides that, some therapists have many years of experience. They have special therapeutic strategies to share with clients. And on top of that, some therapists have an authority in social media. They have a name that people know and people want to work with them. That makes them more interesting and valuable. And let me tell you, they're popular not because they're cute, but because they have achieved wonderful transformations with their clients. And people know it, people talk about it, people recommend these therapists. So for that reason, their value is much higher. Considering the power they have, they don't want to work with insurance because it's a pain in the butt. Working with insurance, it's super complicated and daunting. Many therapists don't even want to deal with that. They want to make their life easy. They know that they have a value and they want to be recognized by that. Those therapists know that they can become successful without working for insurance companies or for agencies. Not to say you won't find successful and great therapists in agencies or working with insurances. They may be really great as well. The problem is that there's a limit, right? When you have your insurance and you have your list of in-network providers, that's all you get. You can't really find someone else outside of that unless you have out-of-network benefits. But talking about just in-network benefits, you are limited to that list of professionals. If you don't click with anyone, if they have limited services like therapy once a month, that's all you can get covered for, and then you won't really be investing money in something that's creating a fabulous change for you or on something that it's really worth your time and money. So sometimes we end up staying with providers that are not a good match just because of the monetary benefit. But is it really worth it? Look, I'll be honest with you. I have known professionals with a great educational and academic background, but no chemistry, no rapport between us. Do I really want to rely on that copay so I can get some mediocre help that's really not making me shine and thrive as I want to? I did it once and I saw no progress. And I remember having to drive 45 minutes to my therapist every Tuesday at 6 p.m. just to leave the session feeling like, what am I doing? This is not helping me. I don't like this person. It felt like a big waste of time and money. I remember feeling like it was painful to pay this person. So, to tell you the truth, your number one priority when looking for therapy shouldn't be finding someone that's in network or finding someone that's going to cost you $20 an hour, because that's not reality anymore. It should be finding a therapist that's a good match for you, for your needs, for your struggles, for your mental health necessities, and then trying to make it work financially with that person. Remember, these days, everything is for sale. Everything is possible. So here are some tips on how to negotiate a rate that's comfortable for you with the therapist that you like. Number 1, before contacting your prospects, try to have an idea of how much you are willing to invest for this service monthly. Think about it how you pay for other things, for your gym, for your Netflix, for whatever. How much are you willing to put into an investment for your mental health and personal development? For example, let's say that your limit is $300 a month. That's it. So that means that you can see a therapist 4 times a week if their rate is $75 per session, which is rare. An alternative would be to see your therapist 2 times a month for $150 per session, which is more likely nowadays. But that is just to give you an idea, right? You can probably see 3 times a month, or you can try and shoot for the average rate, which I'll talk about more in a minute. But just to give you an example, think about your monthly investment and then try to divide that between the amount of sessions that you're willing to have during the month, and then make sure that that's something that's doable for a therapist, especially in your state. Number 2, if you have medical insurance, make sure to call them and understand your benefits. Get a list of your in-network providers. How much is your copay? Do you need to meet your deductible in order to get the benefit of your copay? Very important question. Do you have out-of-network benefits? And if yes, how much do they cover for you? Now that you have this information, and let's go to step number 3. Go on platforms where you can find therapists. So Psychology Today, it's a good one. Alma or helloalma.com is another one. And then there are other platforms. You just have to type in Google like therapist in my area, and you will find other platforms that provide a list of providers with information about their therapeutic approaches, what they do, their years of experience, the problems that they work with. Make sure to read it all, because this is for you. If your major struggle is an eating disorder, try to find a therapist that has experience with it. If you are struggling with anxiety, make sure that your therapist works with anxiety problems. If you are very goal-oriented, look for a therapist that's solution-focused, that does cognitive behavioral therapy or dialectical behavioral therapy. Make sure to Google what are therapeutic strategies that work well with clients that are goal-oriented. If you like more of the psychoanalytical style where you just talk and your therapist listens and tries to guide you towards self-discovery of your own problems, then try to look for therapists that do psychoanalysis, psychoanalytical therapy. Other interesting therapeutic approaches are Gestalt. So try to look for a theoretical approach that matches your personality. And if you are not familiar with them, Google them, learn, research, but make sure you kind of know the whole profile of who you want your therapist to be. Number 4, once you have found some therapists that you're interested in working with, contact them and request a 15 to 20 minute free consultation. Even if they don't explicitly offer it, make sure to ask. You need this time to sense your therapist's vibe and personality. It can be even a phone call. It doesn't have to be an in-person meeting or a video call, whatever you feel comfortable with, but do consider that a phone call may be easier for a therapist. The point is that this will help you go through a process of elimination. Whoever refuses your call is probably someone that doesn't care enough. And whoever you don't connect with in that phone call is probably someone you don't want to work with. Now, some key questions to ask during this call are the following. Have you worked with people that struggle with? What kind of therapeutic approaches do you use in therapy? What is your availability like? What is your rate per session? How long are your sessions? Do you take insurance? Do you take out-of-network benefits? Do you offer a sliding scale? Time to negotiate. Number 5. If you have the out-of-network benefits, ask your therapist if she's able to provide to you a super bill after every session. This is all you need. You need to submit this sheet to your insurance. And yes, you are the responsible for submitting that bill to your insurance. Call them and let them know that you want to use your out-of-network benefits. Usually there's a portal or an email that you can use to send this information. They do take a few weeks or days to reimburse you, but you're getting a bunch of money back. A lot of insurances with out-of-network benefits cover even up to 80% of your expense. Therefore, you can easily end up paying $20 to $40 per session. What a gift. But keep in mind that some therapists, like me, work with companies that really help you make this process smoother. What this third-party company do is that they are like a middleman between you, your client, and the insurance, and they pay the therapist, and then they are the ones that wait for the reimbursement from your client's insurance. So your client doesn't really have to worry about anything at all. No wait time, no stress, no submitting papers. Ask your therapists if they work with this system, and just FYI, one of these companies is called Advocate. So little pro tip for your therapist. Now, if you want to take the option of this sliding scale, do your research first so you know what it is about and you have an idea of how much you should be paying, but know that each therapist have their own sliding scale system. Just so you have an idea, in the US, the therapist's average rate is $90. In some states, therapy can go as low as $60 per session, but in most places it's $90 and up. If you live in places like New York, LA, Miami, forget it. You're going to find providers charging $250 per session. I think a trendy rate here in Miami at the moment is $120 per session, but consider asking for $85 or $90 per session. You do have to let your therapist think about it, digest it, make sure you express your gratitude, but I want to say that you will be surprised about how many people are willing to help you. Another option is to do bi-weekly sessions, or even once a month. To complement that work though, make sure to ask your therapists for meaningful and relevant material to you. So what I do with a lot of my clients is that I see them every other week, and we have a live session. The times that we don't see each other, I send them work. So it can be a journal prompt, it can be watch a video, it can be reflect on this, or it can be practice this skill, and then we cover it in our next session. I think it's a great way to do therapy because I believe that my clients should be doing the work not only in these 45 minutes that we have in the live session, but also outside of this, especially outside of this space. So I think that having a full week for my client to work on an activity, it gives them accountability and it gives them time to really process, practice, prepare, and then talk about the outcome. You will see that some therapists have specialized treatment ideas. So some therapists are very big on CBT, other therapists are big on inner child work, other therapists big on eating disorder work, and we all have a lot of materials that we're willing to share. I, for example, love shadow work, and I have countless of activities and journal prompts that I can send and share with my clients. So this is a way to complement the therapy session with individual work. Anyways, my biggest advice to you is don't limit yourself to your in-network people. Do your search and learn to negotiate. Don't be shy. This is a business. Finding a good match, a good therapist for you will make your investment worth it, because you will make the quickest and most substantial progress in therapy when you are working with someone that's the right match for you. Well, other ways to make therapy affordable with limited options are the following. Number 1, find an agency or a platform that offers a membership for therapy. For example, BetterHelp. I work with them for over a year, and I think that their rate is $300 or $320 per month. The benefits are that you can get a live session. It can be a phone call or a video call, or even a live chat once a week. And there are also unlimited messages that you can share with your therapist. Of course, they're not live, so your therapist can take up to 24 to 48 hours to answer you. The other perk is that you can change your therapist as quickly as clicking on a button on your computer. I do want to say that it can be a struggle to find a great therapist in BetterHelp. It took me 4 tries to find my therapist, and I have heard the same trend from other people. So don't get discouraged. Again, it's all about finding that match. Some people get really lucky and find their, golden therapist on the first try, but other people have to search and search and search, and that's totally fine. I think that one of the disadvantages with the membership though is that if you fail to go to your therapy session, or if you can't make it, let's say for like a week or 2 in a row because you're on vacation, you're sick, whatever, you still have to cover that membership and it doesn't get reimbursed to you. So you're still paying $300 a month, whatever happens. But well, a little gift for you. If you click on the description down below, you're going to find a free week of therapy with BetterHelp. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. And you can also find free consultations with me that you can schedule in one of the links that I have down there below. Option number 2, if you're a student, make sure to go to your campus and ask if they have mental health services. I was able to go to a therapist throughout college for like 2 years for free. Option 3 is to meet with a registered intern or a therapist in training. If you don't know how to find them, you can try calling your local college or school that has a counseling program. call the department and ask them where do they send their interns so you can try and go there and get services. Sometimes it's free or sometimes it can be super duper cheap. Option 4 is to look into group therapy or support groups. This will not be a private session, but you can get amazing benefits for going into group sessions. These groups are run by professionals, so this will really facilitate a space for you to work on your mental health. Option 5, if you work for a corporate or a big company, or any company really, you never know, just ask your employer if they offer EAP, Employee Assistance Program, I think it is. Number 6, if you are religious, maybe you can find therapeutic talking to someone in your congregation, so go ahead and ask your people. And finally, you can purchase journals, books, the self-help books, they're really good. Workbooks, courses online, and you can go to seminars in person. But these are things that you can do on your own, at your own pace, and that will really give you that time and space to work on your self-improvement. Well, I hope that this information helps you find your perfect match for your therapy. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very soon in another video.